Hey guys, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, it's me, and this is day one of my cruise journey with my aunt. I would have her on camera right now, but she just went back to go take a little rest in the cabin. And right now I'm sitting on the Lido deck just enjoying the nice cool air because there's parts of the ship that are just really freaking hot. Like, ungodly hot. And so I've just been like sweating buckets since I got on the ship. And I would have taken video sooner, but going through TSA and stuff like that, they told us no electronics or whatever, so I guess, you know, I have to abide. But right now, this is my view. That is Linwood and Seattle. That's Paulsbo, Bainbridge, Kingston, and coming up around the corner of Marrowstone Island and on our way over to Port Townsend. And by later on this evening, we will be out on open sea. So I'm going to be doing a video tour of like the inner parts of the cabin and stuff later. But just for right now, I wanted to kick it all off and show you guys. So stay tuned.
Certain way. Ini cabut dah.
Evening.
Lady Dolls is right here to go up.
There's Port Townsend, Marrowstone Island. I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, but way over there in the distance, that's like Winter Harbor, I think is what it's called, Canada. So, day 2 of our wonderful seafaring voyage. Got sick last night and joined the Puking Patty Club, and let me tell you, that was not fun at all. But in my own defense, you know, I held it together pretty well for the entire, well, for most of the day. But it was just a couple of like late night snacks that I had that decided to toss me over the edge. And yeah, so today we have several adventures that we're going on here on the boat, because we're on the boat for another day before we hit land. So today is Monday, and we hit land Tuesday. The rhythmic swaying back and forth of the boat, it gets to be a little much at times. There was one point last night that the wave hit the boat just right and I fell off the bed. So yeah, that was a whole lot of not fun. But yeah, so today we are doing a wildlife class, like how to identify them and where they're, what to look for and stuff like that. And then we are doing a cooking class, and then there's a meet and greet that I'm gonna go to like around 2, and then later we are gonna go and just take a couple other little classes. We went to the casino last night. I dropped a whopping $10, and that's all I spent. I hate gambling, but I thought it would be fun to do, just to say that I did it. Excuse me. And so, yeah, I will try to keep you guys abreasted on what we do throughout the day. And I have really spotty, shoddy Wi-Fi right now. So a lot of the videos that I'm uploading to Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that aren't coming through as quickly as they probably should. But I suspect as soon as we get to Alaska, it's going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry for them to upload. But this video is not going to get uploaded until I get all the way back home. So anyways, I'm going to go start my day 2, and I will see you throughout the day.
Low in volume and low in intensity for a general command, because it gives me a place to go in volume and intensity for the situation. If you go down Dalzell Gorge, and it's very narrow, there's open leads of water, you're going across ice bridges. If that team, you need that team to turn right, I mean, it's like what Mama says when you need to clean up your room, right? I mean, it's like no messing around, turn right now. And they pick up on that intensity.
Linwood and his wife also train service and companion dogs for children on the autism spectrum, and they're incorporating new techniques into their racing kennel.
I want them to be able to think. So for an example, instead of bringing a dog up to the line, holding onto their collar and hitching them up, there's the human taking all the control, right? Well, what if I can get this dog where I just unhitch
in just to balance the flavors out. Right, so that's looking pretty good. Then I'm going to take some lemon juice, just add that to there as well. And just gradually make sure that your butter is nicely incorporated in there. Now there's one more ingredient that we're going to add, and that is basically the juice from our pork. Right? Now when the pork rests, you'll see that normally resting allows the proteins to just cool down and get rid of some of that excess moisture. Now we're going to take this moisture and we're going to add it back into our sauce. So we're capitalizing on every single flavor here. Right? Nothing is going to waste. And then just gradually whisk that in. And you can just taste for seasoning. If it might need some more, you can totally add some more seasoning. Right, then all that's left to do is we can just bring all this together. So I got my plate ready. And then I'm going to take these little pork tenderloins.
Ever since I was little, I just wanted to be up exploring the state from the air, whether that's on foot climbing the tallest thing in the region or airborne.
That's Leanne Foley. She grew up in Alaska in a small town north of Anchorage called Talkeetna. Now the road literally ends at Talkeetna, and the only way to continue from there is by air. Talkeetna is the gateway to Denali National Park and the giant mountains of the Alaska Range. Though Talkeetna is only 300 feet above sea level, Denali Base Camp is just a short flight away. Now it's a pretty amazing environment for anyone to grow up in, but in Alaska, this is very much a typical town. It's isolated, it's small, and it's got an airport. By some counts, there are only 230 towns in Alaska. But despite that small number, there are 400 public airports. That's almost 2 airports for every town. And keep in mind that some of those towns have a population of just 12. And just so you have perspective, Texas, the next largest state in the Union, has only 117 airports. And there's a good reason for this. Alaska is huge, and it has fewer paved roads than New Hampshire. So a ton of Alaskans rely on small planes to get around. And when I say small plane, I don't mean regional jet. I mean Indiana Jones's seaplane. So imagine if this bush plane was your daily commute. If you were Alaskan, it very well might be. In fact, if you were Alaskan, you very well might be the pilot. Because Alaska has the highest number of pilots per capita than any U.S. state. About 1 in every 70 people is a pilot. There are so many pilots in Alaska that there's even a suburb of Anchorage where the main street is a runway and the garages are filled with planes. That's how many pilots there are in Alaska. Which brings us back to Leanne. Leanne's father was a commercial jet pilot, and he also owned a small family plane.
My earliest memories of riding in the backseat of my father's Super Cub, which is a 2-seat tandem seat airplane. It's one of the littlest airplanes there is. And I remember the back of his head, and there was a big Malamute in the backseat with me, and the Malamute's fur was in my face, and I could just barely see out the window. I was in a car seat of some kind. I could see the trees moving below me, and I knew that I was airborne. I remember growing up, I would see these big mountains on the horizon, like looking south from Fairbanks across millions of acres of swamp and wondering what was beyond that horizon or what was on top of that mountain. And I always just felt this calling to explore the rest of Alaska beyond the road system. I just wanted to be up in exploring things from above. I knew that I wanted to fly from a teeny tiny age. Ever since I was a little bitty girl, my father explained the concept of aerodynamics to me and then made me a pair of particle board wings. And he explained that if I ran fast enough down the driveway, our driveway had a hill on it, that eventually, I would lift off. And so I would spend days running down the driveway with these wings, and I had this real hope in my little child mind that I really was going to take off. I just had to run fast enough.
As badly as Leanne wanted to fly, her father, the commercial jet pilot, he never asked her to learn. When it was time to ask his children if they wanted to take flying lessons, he only asked his son. So Leanne just had to sit by and watch and wait for her turn.
In an emergency, life jackets would be distributed by the crew. Exits are located on both sides, in both the front and back.
Day 3 pulling into Juneau, Alaska.
Make sure you have all your personal belongings with you.
It's about 7 a.m. and we will be in Juneau around 1. But all these little beautiful islands and archipelagos are just fun.
Please, no smoking, eating, drinking, or distracting the driver. If you have any questions, our crew will be happy to assist you.
Hey guys, so here we are at the estate room, and this is actually day 3. Today is Tuesday, but I thought I would give you a little bit of a tour. So as soon as you walk in, we have our closets here. I'll try to figure out how to get the lights on. Here we are. So we got 3 closets here. Our massive bathroom. A little built-in shower line right there. And our amazing little nautical art. Then you come in here and there's a privacy curtain. Our little flat screen television, our 2 twin beds, my side, and then our little veranda out there. And I don't know if you're picking it up on the camera right now, but that land out there is, I believe, Juneau, because we disembark in just a couple of hours. So you will get to, sorry about that, don't need to zoom in on me. But yeah, so going to be leaving the ship here in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I will take more pictures then. Hey guys, so we made it to Juneau, and we are walking the tourist trap, which is a lot of fun. We've gotten some great deals, and just give you, that's not our ship's that one right there.
Oh, that's ours.
But here we are in downtown Juneau, and it's so beautiful. Oh, and my aunt got herself a little ring that changes color. Say hi, Auntie.
Hi, darling.
And I was gonna go up on the tram, but that's really high, and I don't know if it's coming out on the video or not, but there are paragliders way up there. So, but this is beautiful downtown Juneau. It's a little warm in the shops. It's about 80 degrees in the shops, but only 60 degrees outside. So when we get to our next destination, I will make another video. Day 394 on the sea. No. Today is Wednesday, and we are on our way to the glaciers. We left Juneau last night, and we should be coming up on the glacier here anytime now. And I'll be honest, I'm completely lost at sea right now. It seems like we're going backwards instead of forwards, if that makes any sense at all. Like, when we were going up to Juneau, I felt like the boat was flipped. So like, what I'm looking at now, I feel like it used to be on the other side of the ship, and like we're traveling backwards instead of forward. I know it's strange, but Juneau was really freaking amazing. It was so beautiful, and I know I didn't get enough video footage, and I'm kind of sorry about that, because I would have really liked to have just had it for prosperity and be able to show it to friends and family later on. But yeah, right now I have no idea how cold it is out here. It feels like it's about 48, which makes sense since we're going toward ice. But like like looking off into the distance, there's really nothing that you can see. I mean, there's some, I don't know if it's picking it up on camera or not, but there is some land way over there. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I really just have no idea where we are. But yesterday, after we got done walking around Juneau, which my aunt and I estimated that we were walking for probably 1.5 miles, almost 2 miles after it was all said and done. My neighbors. But it was just kind of interesting, and we got to sit down and talk to some of the locals, and they told me about some of their traditions and things like that, and just Juneau is so damn gorgeous. Like, if I had to move any further north, I think Juneau would be where it would be. Though I don't know what Sitka looks like yet, or Ketchikan, but it was really beautiful there, and just, it felt like a whole new world. But this whole time, I feel extremely blessed to be able to be experiencing this. My aunt has kind of joked around and said, well, for our next cruise, we could do XYZ. And so, I don't know if she was being serious or just kind of tongue-in-cheeking it or whatever. But she really wants to go back to the Caribbean and leave out of San Diego, California, and then go down through the Panama Canal, and then go bebop all around the Caribbean and Jamaica and stuff like that. And then we go into port in New Orleans or Louisiana, one of those two. And I've always wanted to go to the French Quarter, so I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I'm really kind of nervous, though, if that should happen, about just having to fly, because I don't do well with flying. But now that I know what to expect for a cruise, I kind of know how to pack and what I do need, what I don't need. Like, I brought a bunch of just ridiculous bullfuckery with me, thinking that I might need it. I know not to bring my computer and expect to have internet, because here on the Holland American line, it's like $24.99 a month, or not a month, a day, just to access like social media sites and your email and stuff. And then they have another package up that's $30 a day. And I'm just like, good lord, that's highway freaking robbery. I mean, it should be included with as much money as the cruises and how much money you spend while on the ship and everything, because you don't actually spend money on the ship. It just gets billed to your room, and then at the end of everything, you get an itemized list, and then all that's billed to your credit card. So we've been semi-thrifty and buy on what we buy and do on the boat. Like, so far, the most expensive thing that we've done is we went and got our nails done, and we were under the impression that it was $25 just to have the nails done, but it came out to like $131 or something like that. And all my aunt did was get a manicure and nail polish put on, and the nail polish from her was like $25 freaking dollars, and it's nothing special. And then they upsold her this like cream stuff that was $60, and I was just like, Auntie, you don't need to pay that much for these things. I'm like, and she had my nails done at the same time too, and I just got a basic manicure and a top coat put on, you know, just like, that's it. And mine came out to $40 by itself, so it was just like, wow, okay. So that was our like big splurge for yesterday. She did say, though, when we get to Ketchikan and Sitka, that we were going to be renting a scooter or something so that we could get around, because she's really just sore and stiff this morning, not able to walk around all that well. And I'll admit, I'm hurting a little bit. And after we got done walking around Juneau yesterday, got into the pool, and I went to start swimming, and for the first time in my life, my whole body like cramped up on one side. My whole left side just cramped up. Like my arm cramped up, my shoulder cramped up, my ribs cramped up, and my thigh and my calf muscle all cramped up. So there I was, like underwater, trying to figure out how to get back up, running out of breath, and I come breaching like a whale and like just like gasping and everything, and everyone's looking at me like, dude, what's your issue? So I had to like lick my wounds and go get back in the hot tub to like relax those muscles. And this morning the whole left side is just so sore. But anyways, yeah, so I see that it's going on 8 minutes now, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this portion of the video. And my aunt's in getting dressed and ready, and I think we're gonna go see what kind of food we can get a hold of, so stay tuned. So we are making our way up to the glacier now, and if you look way up there, you can see it.
Oh, never mind. Oh, they just popped its head up. Oh, look,
See there? See the otters?
Oh, there's a couple of them. Where?
Right in this, right where that, like, two things of dirty ice is?
Oh, yes, I see it moving. Oh, wow. Oh, they're so cute. Did you get it? Or you're videoing?
I was videoing.
Right. Oh, do you see the both of them? You guys see the otters?
Yeah, we did.
Aren't they cute?
They are so adorable.
That's the only wildlife I've seen so far.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's the best view. It is pretty. You can see like striations. That's the last of the glacier. This piece right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't know what it is. It might have been quite interesting.
The park, where there was a national park up here, it would hold 6 Yellowstone parks. Oh my No, I didn't take that.
No, it's the biggest. This is second.
Yeah, this is not an all in I'm terrible.
Oh, I see, I see. Huh.
The Anchorage people are not fond of Alaska Day.
Good morning, people. We are in Sitka, Alaska, and we are on a tour to the Raptor Center, where we get to see all eagles that are being rehabilitated, and then we're going to be doing a city walk. Right now, we are on a tour bus.
Over where the capital should be.
We
And
just
we
got off
voted
the
several times.
boat.
The last time we voted, it was by the skin
Such
of our teeth.
beautiful
It was
scenery.
still located in
Look at
southeast
that.
Alaska, but the majority of the population
Oh, look at the little
is
house.
staying for sure. So
the little abandoned house.
This lovely ocean out here carries the Japanese current, which is why we get so much rain. Like 10 above is.
So where do you get the funding?
Where do we get the funding from? The answer to that is you guys. We are kind of sort of publicly funded. We don't receive any government funding. We're kind of afraid of the government funding drying up. And we'd rather take care of it.
So, I am here in Sitka, and we are doing a walk through the rainforest, and every so often, there are those beautiful totem poles right there. So, I will try to grab a picture of one of the totem poles. Oh, here's another one coming up this way. But people keep looking at me weird because, you know, I'm filming and talking to myself basically. But here we go.
And there's a trade war.
Yes, we have a terrible trade war.
We have now had an overspill at exactly that trade war, and we cannot sell canola to China anymore.
Your what?
Canola oil.
Canola seed.
Oh my goodness.
We're not. It's something like $1 billion lost or something.
Captured.
Hey guys, so I just got home and I am beyond exhausted, even though I just spent a week on one of the most amazing trips I've ever taken. And I just got a text message from my aunt saying that her flight had changed gates and she ended up missing her flight. Now she doesn't get back to Chicago until about midnight tonight and won't even get home until about 3 in the morning. And then she's got like a myriad of shit she's got to get done. I feel so bad for her because if I would have known that was going to happen, I would not have left her at the airport. And I live 3 hours away from Seattle, so there's not even a way for me to turn around and even just go back and hang out with her. So my heart goes out to her, but oh my gosh, it was just amazing. And I took as much video as I possibly could, and if you guys have watched the videos up till now, I haven't done any editing. I just threw it all together, so thank you so much for going on this adventure and this journey with me. And a big shout out to my Aunt Charlie, who has graciously given this gift to me for my birthday. I don't know how I could ever repay her kindness or thank her for having done this for me. I'm just so overly emotional and just overly grateful for it. And there's just no words that I can say that can express that gratitude. So I'm not going to start blubbering and rambling on and on. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go because this video has been long enough as it is. But I don't know if I mentioned in any of my earlier videos or what have you, but my foot is like really jacked up right now. Something happened to it like around Wednesday or Thursday. And it's so sore, it's to the point where I can barely walk. So, if I don't go to the ER tonight, I'm definitely going first thing in the morning. I've got to get this figured out. It hurts so freaking bad. So anyways, Love you guys. Thank you for following along. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, put them in the comment section down below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.